Today, we are going to talk about rhythm and meter in poetry. Even in free verse, poetry possesses a musical quality. Songs, after all, are just poetry put to music. Every poem follows some sort of rhythm or meter in order to give it that quality. Without it, words would just go everywhere with no pattern, and it would cease to be poetry at all. There are many types of meter in poetry. I'm just going to touch on a few. Rhythm is created with the combination of stressed and unstressed syllables. You hear these in your everyday life. Some syllables just have more emphasis than others. The first rhythm I'll touch on is the I am. You've probably heard this one before in Shakespeare. It's meant to mimic the pattern of the human heart. Bum bum, ba bum, ba bum, to be or not to be, that is the question. Unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. The second rhythm is the trochee, which is basically an I am in reverse. You can even hear it in the name. Trochee, trochee, trochee. This one also shows up in Shakespeare, though not as often. You can hear it at the beginning of Macbeth, when the witches chant, double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Not all rhythms come in 2-beat measures, either. There's also things like the anapest, that comes in 3. This one has 2 unstressed syllables, followed by 1 stressed syllable. There may not be a good example of this in Shakespeare, but it comes up in famous lines of poetry nonetheless. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The anapest has a reflection too, in the form of a dactyl. This rhythm has 1 stressed syllable, followed by 2 unstressed ones. It's not used as often as some of the others, but it comes up now and again. Here's an example from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's poem Evangeline. This is the forest primeval, the murmuring pines and the hemlocks. You may notice that the last part of that line was a trochee, not a dactyl. Poets often mix and match rhythms to make their poems sound the way they want. There are many kinds of rhythms to use in many different ways, and all of them are important to poetry.
Created using Powtoon.